Hopefully I'm live. Wait a second. How did I die? Oh, wait a second. I think I remember I was trying to get the gold serpent ring in between streams. Guess I'll quickly get the gold serpent ring and then make my way back down. What the heck? Oh, just got a notification on my phone. Well, just noticed a notification on my phone. Okay, looks like somebody liked one of my TikToks. Yeah, I wound up uploading it to YouTube. I wonder if it's gotten any likes on it. I mean, I just uploaded it not that long ago. So, you know, like, a lot of my shorts tend to get a lot less views on TikToks, but a lot more likes. And then YouTube, like, a lot more views, and then just, like, shit for dicks when it comes to likes. You know, it's whatever. Not sure what was going on with my character model there for a second. But the whole reason I made that short, which was like about childhoods being ruined, was because I was watching this video earlier and this girl had purple hair, and all it reminded me of was this conversation I had with a couple of people I used to work with, like, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And, like, they were having a conversation about their grandkids, and one of them was talking, like, how much they hate Barney the dinosaur, and then one of them was just like, yeah, did you know that one of the actors who played Barney the dinosaur was actually a massive drug addict? Ah, son of a whore. And, like, I was just like, seriously? Like, the I love you, I love, like, you love me dinosaur? And then it was just like, yeah. And then it was just like, I made a quick parody. Like, I made up a parody pretty much on the spot. And, like, I remember thinking, like, damn, that shit was fucking hilarious. I gotta write that down. And then, like, saw that person with purple dyed hair, and, like, all I could think about was that fucking little parody that I came up with for Barney the dinosaur. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It does suck that OBS isn't able to necessarily capture the frame rate of the game with my setup. I've stated before that if I get to the point where I'm monetized, one of the first things I'm going to buy is going to be like a proper PC, because what I've got right now is not necessarily good for doing things like streaming. I'm able to do the bare minimum, though. I should probably turn down my notifications, that way, like, that way it's not just blowing up. Let's see now. Lightning Spear. I don't necessarily want to waste a human effigy just yet. Maybe I should try falling out, like, to the right side. Alright, that's good. Oh, son of a bitch! Last attempt for the gold serpent ring. Got no one to blame but myself for that one. Oh! Death by gravity. I remember a while back I was watching a video by, I think, Sunlight Blade, because he used to do videos where he was just like, send me your funniest moments from, like, the Souls games. And somebody had a fight club going on the, like, on those over there. And after gaining their trust, he just wound up dunking all of them into the lava. And I remember watching that, and I was just like, before I even started playing Dark Souls 2, and I was just like, dang, if I knew that something like that existed, I would not do a fight club on it. And at that point, I'd only played Dark Souls 3. Which, like, in my opinion, is technically the worst in terms of, like, level design and all that. Like, I have the most fun playing Dark Souls 2. I consider Dark Souls 1 to be unarguably the best of them. But Dark Souls 3 has the best combat and some of the best bosses in the series. So, like, it really just depends on, like, what values you have more in the game. Because personally, for me, like, I'll always choose to play the game that's the most fun over anything else. Like, mind you, I'm constantly back and forth between whether Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2 are my favorite of the trilogy. And the fact that I absolutely love all three games. Oh! I'm just gonna say fuck the Gold Serpent Ring at this point. I mean, I'm getting my souls, but, like, I'm not going to focus so hard on trying to get the Gold Serpent Ring, because at this point it's just suicide. Like, it's almost like I'm going to have to make a Logan Paul apology, just like I made a repeated and continuous lapse in judgment. Son of a bitch. Looks like my OBS is actually working pretty well for me today. Could have sworn that I had the door shut all the way. Yeah, you find a way in, you little turd. Yeah, you haven't come in during one of my streams since I was streaming Dark Souls 1. That felt dangerously close. Yeah, I used to refer to her coming in as cat difficulty. because she's a little attention whore, and instead of doing stuff like, you know, like slightly rubbing or like, you know, pets, she straight up will headbutt whatever the hell is in my way and will start biting stuff. Like, you know, normally cats, they'll do like a nice gentle nudge. No, she headbutts. Like, full force. Like, I don't remember the name of the dinosaur. Like, I used to want to be an archaeologist when I was like a little kid. And that was like, I don't exactly inhibit a lot of the autistic traits that I've always just had on full display growing up. Like, they're like not as prevalent or as obvious as they were back then. But I straight up had a book that was like an encyclopedia of dinosaurs, and it had like over 1,000 different dinosaurs, and I had like a couple hundred of the names memorized. And now that's been replaced with like Pokemon names, fucking random trivia about Dark Souls, and like Elder Scrolls lore. It's just like, ah, yes, something that at one point I could have used to get a degree in paleontology. Nah, replace that shit with information that will apply to literally nothing that I do in life. That'll at least be of substance. What sucks is I've got so many souls, but I don't think it's enough for me to level up. Wait, no, I can level up once. Okay. I was about to say, like, I don't want to go into the Brume Tower with this many fucking souls. Like, because, you know, this is a lot. I don't want to exactly, like, dealing with some bullshit. Okay. You know, the reason I don't consider doing something like streaming stuff like Undertale is because, and like, I enjoyed Undertale. I played it a couple years back, and mainly played it whenever I was babysitting my little sisters. And I'd do voices for all the characters and stuff like that. And, you know, it was a good time. It was a like something that they enjoyed. But this particular cat here, I tried playing Undertale for the first time in literal years on my Xbox. And I was trying to spare Toriel, and she wound up being like on my lap like she is now, and she went to nudge my hand, and I accidentally wound up pushing the attack button because she just happened to be wanting attention at that exact moment. And it's just like, ah, you little shit, like, you made me kill Goat Mom. I had to fucking reload, not like quit out and reload my save. But even then, like, I wound up getting dialogue from Flowey just like, ah, but you didn't necessarily spare her, did you? It's just like, listen, you son of a bitch. Like, are you leaving me, Lottie? Okay. I'm just glad that there's not necessarily any NPCs that I can talk to in this area, because it would be like, ah, yes, they are friend, very much friend, and Lottie would just hear that and be like, oh, they're your friend, right? Okay, then I'm going to nudge you and have you hit the attack button. And I'd be like, no, you... I just jumped in the wrong direction. I can't even blame the cat. I'm just so used to her messing things up for me whenever she's in the room by headbutting me. That, like, I got in my own head about it. I'll always admit that I'm not the best at video games. And even then, she's just an extra bit of difficulty. Let me see that. I think I gotta aim this right, because if I... What sucks about this area is how, like, ridiculously difficult the enemies are. So you got two options: either parkour or running past them all. And it sucks that parkour is the safer option, because you get instant deaths like that. I see that. I don't think that that was the ledge I was necessarily going to be needing to aim for. Alrighty then. Okay then, there, that time I made it. You hear something? You gonna leave me? Please leave me. Oh. I know this room. This is a very scary room. Alright, that's a +7 scythe, and I don't think I have the dexterity to wield it. Alright, I'm gonna shut the door behind you. Oh wait, no, shit. I must have been thinking that that was a different room. Alright, a bonfire aesthetic plus 2 human effigies. Alright. Alrighty then, got them lured that way. That'll probably give me enough time to pull the lever. Alright, I think there's a bonfire not too far from here, if I'm not mistaken. No, shit! Get the fuck out my way! Little fucking barrel bastards getting in my way. Yeah, even with OBS not being able to properly capture the proper frame rate for this area, like, you can see why I put as my goal for the day being just simply going through. No, I goofed it. Yep, definitely goofed it. I booped the corner. Did not mean to boop the corner. Alright then. Alright, that is good. That is great. I physically jerked forward a little bit, just like, alright, I gotta roll here. Ugh. I don't want to hit any of these guys because my weapon does do fire damage. You know, I don't encourage self-harm, but I am so glad that they killed themselves. Oh wait, no, that's not right. Man, earlier I uploaded a YouTube short where I made a Barney parody, and like I don't know I already said this, but like now I got that parody I made up stuck in my head. What sucks about this right here is that I have to pull yet another lever. This lever is so much worse than the other lever. I'm gonna quickly hit the John real quick. Oh, man. This is why my only goal for the day is just getting to the bottom of this area. Alright. Trial number 2 for pulling a lever. Like, this is one of the few things that, like, I actually consider a flaw with Dark Souls 2's, like, entire gameplay. Is just the design of the Brume Tower. And, like, I'm not sure if it's easier in the base game, but I've only ever played Scholars. So, you know, I Okay. Made my way down here, and if I remember right, there's a bonfire not too far off. I think the fact that I've played this game before and I'm not focusing on exploration is really helping me just keep that mindset of, like, yes, getting items is nice. It's great. But at the same time, like, how the fuck did you avoid that? Did it just warp step me? Well, flash step, like... This motherfucker just pulled out teleportation out of nowhere. You know what, sometimes it's just better to tank through stuff and be able to run like a total pussy. Alright. Okay, so just gotta hold it down for a long time, not necessarily... Okay, so that's... You know, I constantly talk about how I'm back and forth between, like, Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 1 being my favorite, and then I resort back to Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3's button play style as like my go-to default. Alright, there's going to be some enemies, and I believe that if you hit them with fire, that they just wind up dying super easily. Or something like that. I think it makes them explode. Though I could be mistaken. Either way. Gonna stock up on those and get myself a firebomb. Wait, I'm also gonna have to deal with a scripted invader. Fuck. Oh, I fucking hate these guys. They're so annoying. Normally I actually just wind up cheesing this guy using a pyromancy strat. But because my sword also does fire damage, like, I don't necessarily need the pyromancy flame to do the cheese. Because his AI is so dumb. He just walks into the fire himself. What a foolish fool who does things most foolishly. Oh, that's right, I didn't use that boss soul yet. That's also right. I was helping out random people with the Burnt Ivory King so that I can grind these up. Let's see then. Do I not have any more repair powders? Oh wait, there it is. It was just lower than I thought. Yeah, these guys are just really annoying. Wait a sec, did I repair my ring that lets you keep your... No, I did not. Okay. I was about to say that might come in handy, just right up ahead. But you know what? That's... I barely have any souls. This is nothing. You know what? I could live with this. Man, this is not a lot of humanities to have. Oh boy. Oh boy. If I remember right, there's gonna be something... Yep, okay. Are you gonna get up, or... Did I make a wrong turn? What's going on? Or, no, I'm just an idiot. Okay. Alright. Oh no, my pigtails. They are gone. Oh. That was... My B button got stuck for a second. That's... Oh. That was not good. That made me feel incredibly stupid. God, my character looks like how I'd look if I spent more time partying with my buddy CJ. Like, back when I was, like, an extremely heavy drinker. he was one of those friends that, like, at the time you have just because, like, you can use them as an excuse for you being the worst you that you can be. That's basically the best way I could describe my friendship with him. Was that... Oh, son of a bitch. What sucks is that my dad also goes by CJ. So it would be confusing. I'd be talking like, oh, hey, I'm going to spend time with CJ. And people would just be like, you're talking about your dad like that? Like, you're calling your dad? Okay. I see how it is. Know that some people aren't that close to their parents. But it's like, no, I got a friend that also goes by CJ. But yeah, I'm glad I'm done with that part of my life. The most I'll do now is like, I'll maybe have like one night every few weeks where like I'll get like drunk, but aside from that, like I'll have like one or two beers. And like, you know, on occasion I'll be a tad sloppy with them. You know, I'll either like drink them too fast or whatnot. But not like to the point where I'm pissing myself. The worst I've had when it comes to like drinking in like the past like 9 months was a couple of weeks ago, and like I'm saying worst thing I've done while drinking, and that was tripping over the cat and jamming my big toe back, and like it's been hurting like the past few weeks, and then like going like I was just like kind of tugging on it because like I've broken my pinky toe before, and like it's and like that was pretty much what I was doing with it, and I was giving it a tug, and then like I heard this pop, and like my toe was felt so fucking great after that. It was just like, oh my lord, did like I just push it back or something? Is that what's going on here? And yeah, like it's been feeling great ever since. Maybe I should take the time to actually kill these guys instead of trying to just run past them. Because that doesn't seem to be doing me any favor. They're just chasing me across the map. Like, all I need to do is get past the door, go a little further, and bada boom, bada bing, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump between me and the Fume Knight, and then it's just a matter of finding the key to enter the Poison DLC, and then killing Vendrick, and I'll be, like, after, of course, killing the big dragon at the end of the Poison DLC. And like the Poison DLC is actually one of my favorite areas in the game, aside from the fact that, you know, you gotta deal with poison, which is kind of bullshit. But at the same time, like, It's got so many level mechanics that are entirely revolving around like using a particular weapon style, which is actually my favorite style to go through the Dark Souls games with, being the bow play style. God, I gotta piss again. So yeah, what I was getting at before I left to use the restroom, like, CJ was not a good friend for me, and like, I genuinely did have a drinking problem for a while, so like, me saying that the worst thing I did was really mess up my toe, like, comparing that to what I used to do, where it would be like, oh yeah, drunk called a family member because he wanted to tell them that they're a piece of shit for what they did at a family event, saying that you don't understand your own mental disabilities that you were diagnosed with. Like, I'm sorry, bitch. Like, I'm in my fucking 20s. You think that I don't know a damn thing about autism at this point? Like, you realize how humiliating it is for you to talk down on me and then insinuate that I don't know my own shit, like, when I've lived this many years on the planet? Like, that made me not want to be on speaking terms with them, and instead of just talking to them, I got drunk, and then, yeah, definitely not a highlight of my life. And glad that, like, that's behind me. Alright. I'm gonna quickly try to run to the bonfire. Like, I am so glad that I skipped out on as much exploring. Like, there's plenty of good items, but the enemies in this area, on top of it being as difficult as it is, like, okay, that should reset the enemies. That plus I actually got a player. I should have read his name out loud. Hopefully winds up doing as well as John Dark Souls, who I was dealing with yesterday. Alright. I think I have enough smelter wedges to be able to... Oh, that hurt. Ooh, Any other friends? Any other confidants? Oh yeah, I wound up figuring out where I heard John Dark Souls from. It was from like a Reddit meme where it was like, because like I was thinking like that sounds like the like I was pretty sure it was just some famous Dark Souls player that I've heard about before, but no, it was a meme that's just the canon name of the Dark Souls protagonist. Alright. Right now I thank you for being a friend stuck in my head because I used the word confidant. I haven't thought about the Golden Girls in years. Not since Betty White died. Only 19 damage. Okay. Hopefully my summon is just able to carry me because so far I'm getting my ass whooped. And why is he aggroing on me? I did the least amount of damage to him. Son of a bitch. You got two things fighting you right now, and all I'm trying to do is heal from the fact that you straight up were just like, okay then. I see you got an unstretched anus. Let me fix that. With my massive fucking sword. Then I'll use my second sword, which is a lot smaller, to fucking give you a sex change. I know a lot of people have problems with the Fume Knight, with its phase 2, but I actually think that its phase 2 is actually a lot easier than the phase 1. In saying that, like, I should have equipped the Velstedt helm set since he specifically hates Velstedt. And if you equip the Velstedt helm set, he'll just be like, "Oi, motherfucker, you look like that guy I hate." And we'll go immediately into his phase 2. Like, it's so much easier to dodge when you don't have to worry about him dual wielding. Because they're so much more telegraphed. The only thing you gotta worry about is being able to dodge an AoE spell that moves like shit. Fuck. Just gotta do a little wiggle. Okay, then looks like I did forget to pick up the soul from one of those witches, or like fragments of the queen, or whatever they are. I forget what they're called. The things you gotta use the smelter wedge. I just noticed the shiny on the outside of the boss fog. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, we did it. At least I think that was another player. Because normally players will emote. Because he just kind of stood still and, like, If that wasn't another player and just an NPC, like, that would explain how little damage he was doing, but holy fuck. Here's the thing, I don't remember exactly how to get into the poison DLC. So that would have to be something that I'd specifically have to look up. And that would have to be an in-between stream activity. Though I know that the Fume Knight sells 2 different boss weapons, so maybe this guy will be able to trade me one of them because I know that I killed the other boss soul merchant. Wait, no, wrong. Bastille Bonfire. Nope. So I killed the one that gets me specifically. You know, that does suck that I accidentally killed the one merchant that I needed for boss weapons. For. I don't want to get too upset about that. Bought out all of his repair powder, so you know what, I'm just going to buy arrows because I know that the next DLC, like a lot of the stuff, is going to be accessible specifically with arrows. You know what, I've accomplished more today than I thought I would. So I think I'll end the stream here. I think tomorrow, like, I'll actually focus more on, like, beating some of these side bosses inside of the Brume Tower, like, or at least maybe make an attempt on the Blue Smelter Demon. But I'm definitely going to be looking up how to enter the Poison DLC, so, like, it's pretty 50-50 depending on what all I have to do to enter the Poison DLC. So, I keep on referring to it as the Poison DLC. It's the Sunken City. But, yeah, till tomorrow, peace.